Welcome, guys. First of hopefully many periscopes, assuming my battery doesn't die. But I've got a little 5-inch telescope on a motorized mount, so it'll be live tracking the moon here. I'm on the 7th floor of Memorial Stadium, on the west side of the stadium here in Lincoln, Nebraska. And technically, we are in the middle of an eclipse. It started at 7:11 Central Time. Let me get that focused a little bit. We're going to have a total eclipse, roughly 9:15, and it's going to be a big red moon. The moon came up over East Stadium a little over half hour ago. So now we've got a great view. I'm using a 13mm piece, eyepiece, attached to my iPhone. It's really that simple. What time Pacific Standard? Well, that'd be 2 hours off from Central Time. So you're looking at about 7:15. I guess that'd be daylight. So Pacific, you've got to go one even less. It looks like I'm drifting a little bit, so I'm going to correct here on my mount. Oh, I'm sorry you're under clouds. It's been absolutely beautiful here. Let me step that down so I can get it a little bit more fine-tuned. There it goes. Sing some Bonnie Tyler. Not sure that that's going to happen tonight. I do have a time lapse in the works right now from on top of Memorial Stadium, so hopefully something really cool turns out. It's not very bloody yet, but just wait until it gets completely covered. What time is it here? A little after 8. Fortunately, my watch is my clock, or my phone, so I can't really tell because I'm periscoping. Would this really be a periscope, or would this be a telescope broadcast? I can't really zoom out than in. This isn't like a normal camera. I'm on a fixed 5-inch telescope, 130mm. I've got a 13mm eyepiece in right now. How am I so close? I'm just really good. I'm about 230 feet off of the ground, overlooking Memorial Stadium, where the Huskers just came off of another win. In St. Louis, it should be the same time for you. I'm gonna throw out some nerd trivia for you guys. It's the first time that a supermoon has had a total eclipse since 1982. I was born in '83, so this is the first time I get to see it, and it won't happen again until 2033. No, you didn't miss it yet. It's going to be and then we'll be completely out of it, so you'll see this same type of view again, roughly 11:15, 11:30 Central Time. That beeping you may be hearing is me making some little adjustments on the computer mount. A total eclipse of the heart. I wouldn't go that far. Unfortunately, I don't want to turn the telescope or the camera around, but we've got a beautiful sunset that's just concluding on the other side of the stadium, overlooking Capitol Beach area. I'm located in Lincoln, Nebraska. I'm currently on top of Memorial Stadium. It's getting a little windy right now. Memorial Stadium is home of the Nebraska Cornhusker football program. So basically, it's just another day at work, just a little bit later for me. What kind of telescope am I using? I'm using a 5-inch, 130 millimeter. It's kind of a scrapped Celestron. I did some of the repairs or modifications myself, and I'm on an Ioptron Smart EQ mount. Just a simple little thing so it tracks the moon, so I don't have to keep making too many adjustments. I'm going to make a few here and there. 13 millimeter eyepiece. That shaking you see is just because it's just a little windy. So hopefully you're not getting seasick or moonsick or whatever it would be. I'm not sure if the moon's going 30% brighter or what. It's going to be about as bright as it can get. Last night was just absolutely gorgeous after the Nebraska sweep over Iowa in women's volleyball. Oh, sorry about that, bumped it. How long until it happens? It's actually going on right now, Ryan. But you're not going to really notice it until getting close to 9 o'clock. What can we expect to see? Good question. It's going to be basically a deep red moon from what I read. I'm by no means an expert. I work in sports for a living, so this is just a hobby. But it's going to be a big red moon over the Big Red Stadium, so I couldn't pass that up. Let's get that centered up on the phone here. What side? I'm currently on the 7th floor of West Stadium, the west side of the stadium, overlooking East Stadium. Right now it's right about the 40-yard line on the north 40. It's happening right now, Cole. Am I using a lens? I'm using an iPhone 5S with a little phone adapter attached to a 13 millimeter eyepiece on a 5-inch telescope. If I see a UFO, I'm probably going to be pretty excited, especially since I'm recording it from several different cameras. Again, for those of you joining, because we're getting a lot of people joining, we are in Lincoln, Nebraska, on top of Memorial Stadium, a little over 200 feet off of the football field for the Cornhuskers. Yes, that's really the moon. Hello, Annapolis. PhotoGal, I am shooting this broadcast through an iPhone 5S on a 13 millimeter eyepiece on a 5-inch telescope. I've also got a Canon 5D Mark III set up doing some time lapse on a 24 millimeter lens, and I have a Blackmagic Cine camera on a it's about a 16 millimeter, I think, wide angle, trying to overlook the scoreboard because the scoreboard is lit up. Nice big red N with some football laces above it. So hopefully we're going to get some really cool stuff. Let's center that up a little bit. This is really the first time I've used this motorized mount. Usually I do an equatorial mount, so I'm still kind of getting used to some of this. Well, everyone, in the sake of conserving some battery, I'm going to sign off now, but I will be back in probably about half an hour. So feel free to give @Nebraskis a follow, or just stay tuned on Periscope, and I'll keep putting out some pictures and videos as I can. Appreciate you watching so far, and we'll be back in a little bit.